and my name is Kate, and I'm one of the 13th sixth graders graduating from MSF. In my time at this school, I'm almost always the youngest and shortest in my grade, but usually the best at math. When I first got to this school, I was always wanting to do work, although I mainly did math and avoided everything else. What I did the most was counting up on a piece of paper. I did this so often I got bored of it, and by often, I mean once per day for 10 minutes. In primary, I met my two best friends who are still my friends today, Seiji and Moksh. Before I went to Cyprus, my sister told me all about the class and the people because she had been there too. When I first got to Cyprus, I was greeted by my new teacher, Mrs. Speranza, and my buddy, Ria. While I was still new to recording, I would never put the dots in between the hours and the time. So instead of writing 1 o'clock, I'd write 100 o'clock. By the time I started second grade, I had started recording the time properly and took an even stronger liking to math. When doing math, I would ignore everything so I could concentrate and master my work. One day, Moksh and I decided to get a piece of paper and cut it in a way so it would be a fraction but really small. We cut it to the point where we called it a 500th, and then we lost it. This was also the grade that I met Alan Adams, who was the fastest runner in our class. We both had the same last name, so everyone thought we were brothers, and sometimes we would play along. Being Alan's friend was really fun back then, because apparently being fast was really cool. I began third grade disliking reading to the point where I would fake reading during seventh grade by every now and then flipping the page to simulate that I was reading. I only stopped because Moksh had told me that we could work instead of read. Back then I used to think reading was boring and a pain, but now I just know I have to find a book I can connect with. My favorite part about third grade was definitely the class sleepover at school. This was also the day that the third graders got our third grade gifts. I got a cool space book with lots of pie. If you're thinking about the food, you're wrong. I'm talking about the number. Also, a bonus for everyone that day was that no one was late because everyone was already at school. When I went to Apparel, I joined Sequoia, which was kind of surprising for me because I thought I would go to Oak because my sister had been there. But it wasn't all bad because I got to be with Seiji and Sean, who I had known since Children's House. A highlight of fourth grade was our trip to Catalina, because the food there was incredible and we got to do amazing things like snorkeling, gaga ball, and hiking around looking at invasive species that we all discussed how bad they are. And so this was also the grade that I met another Alan. I already known him a little bit through my sister, and I thought he was pretty cool because he helped me get better at basketball because I wasn't very good. Also, Alan was Seiji's BFF, and where Seiji was, Alan was, so it made it a lot easier to find them when they went off and disappeared. In fifth grade, our long trip was to the one and only Washington, D.C. We had to stay in hotels, manage our own money, and purchase our own food. This was a brand new and pretty fun experience for everyone who went. This was also my first trip out of the state, and most likely one of my favorites because of all the new experiences. At the start of sixth grade, I was told that Cypress and Sequoia would be merging into Cedar. I was, and still am, extremely glad for this change because it gave us all new chances to work with new people, and I got to have Mrs. Franz as my teacher again. Plus, I was one of the people who got to be the first class in MSF history to be first through sixth grade. I would like to thank Mr. Will for being an amazing assistant teacher. Also, he was the first male assistant teacher, and probably the only one. But he was the first and also the only assistant teacher to ever play with us during recess, which I thought was amazing because usually they don't play with us. And I would like to thank all of the assistant teachers and teachers who have helped me at my time at this school when I have hardships. And lastly, I would I would like to thank all of you guys and girls for listening to my speech.